everyone. Welcome to the Saturday Live Show. So excited to be with you again for another week. We have an exciting show lined up for you with, let's see, 2Passports 1Dream coming on a little bit later. Got some great vlogger news guests that we're going to profile today later in the show. So please stay tuned for the last half hour of the show because we have some great vloggers I'm going to profile that you might not have never ever heard of. So I'd like to kind of run those by you and get your opinions and get your feedback, and maybe they'll pick up some additional subscribers. So I wanted to say thank you to today's moderators coming into the show early. I love that. So great. Got some communication going on early, so everything looks pretty good. Before we get started, just some quick housekeeping on the live show. We're copyright protected against use by third parties. Just kind of keep that in mind. If you want to use any of the material from the show, just kind of give me a shout. So today's guest, 2Passports 1Dream. And as we affectionately refer to them as 2P1D. If you're friends with them, you can say that, 2P1D. So all my video titles today are all 2P1D, 2P1D. I'm kind of sad. Like once they leave the show today, I won't be titling any more videos 2P1D. I got pretty good at it. So got some great videos to show. We're going to be playing a game with them today. Yeah. So we're bringing back the games for the guests. It's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully they're prepared for everything today. Keep them on their toes. So we're going to start out with a little game today. I want to kind of first welcome the live chat, though. Say hello to everyone that might be in there. I saw a lot of usual suspects coming in today. Douglas Williams saying hello to everyone. And Life After Kids with Key Williams. I love her. Love all of her videos. She's got a great YouTube channel herself. Brock's Travels, subscriber to the stars and moderator to the stars. So great to have Brock in here as well. Bill Clock coming in there. Let's see. We got Big C in the house. Uh-oh, look at this. We got trouble. Flora and Note in the house. Hello, Flora and Note. So for all of these, all of you that might be interested, Flora and Note are coming on the show in a couple weeks. I'm so excited to have them back. It's like all the stars are coming back to support the show. So great. Love it. 2Passports 1Dream coming on today. Flora and Note in a couple weeks. Got Chocolate Man in Thailand coming on next week. Just confirmed him coming on. Everyone loves James Casino. So we're having him come on the show next week. Excited for that. So thanks for making time, Flora and Note. Appreciate that. There he is, the man of the hour, James, coming in, saying hello. Baldy Brian in Thailand. And we're going to actually be profiling Baldy Brian on the Vlogger newsletter. He's got some great hiking videos coming on. A lot of people in here today. Really appreciate that. We have Al coming in here. All right. Just found out that I'm back. So I tend to be hearing a lot about that. People are surprised I'm back. Maybe they didn't know I was back. I put out a promo video. Got some good views too. So I thought, the promo video announcing the return of the show would be a good thing. But I guess some people didn't hear. So you know what that means to me? Some of you people in the chat, you would unsubscribe from my channel. I know it. You're busted. You're busted. Because if you are subscribed, you would have known that I'm back. I'm back, baby. But I got to tell you, coming back, there's a lot of interesting stuff that happens. So I got to tell you, one of the things that happened to me this week, I was the victim of ransomware cyber attack. Oh my gosh. It's nuts. Couldn't believe it. Popped open my email. There it was. I couldn't believe it. I clicked on the link. Should never click on the link. And this is what happened.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Oh my God. So I'm still working on a couple of those items. I don't know who did that. Guy kind of looks somewhat familiar to me, but I can't place the face. But guys, watch out. Don't click on those links if you get those emails. I was really disappointed with that. So I got to line up some boots and a motorcycle, I think. See how we go. I'm leaning on the moderators for that one, so we'll see how that goes. So it's interesting. So I was kind of going through some of the stuff, all the different files from the past year and a half. I did this last week as well. And, one of the individuals I wanted to kind of profile before I bring on 2P1D is a friend of mine, CJ Paradise. He's actually in Hua Hin, Thailand. And, he had the unfortunate thing of having to restart his YouTube channel just recently. He was on our show about a year ago. Great guy living in Hua Hin, Thailand. He created actually a great little video for my 50th live show. So I wanted to kind of just do a little tribute for him. Hopefully the moderators will put his link to his channel there for you all to consider subscribing to. I wanted to play this real quick. We'll be right back. This is, again, CJ Paradise.
Hello, Richard. Just chilling out here on the beach, CJ Paradise. Just wanted to say congratulations on your 50th live stream, and hopefully you'll be at 10,000 on that same day. That would be awesome. We're all a big family here on YouTube. I support you 100% what you're doing. It's awesome helping everybody out like that. Cheers, my friend.
CJ Paradise, welcome back to the Saturday Live Show.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Not like you planned that or anything.
I did it just because of the flag that you had on that shirt.
I took a little bit of creative license on the thumbnail. But CJ called me out. He's like, I'm pretty sure, Richard, that shirt I'm wearing does not have American flag on it. It does now. So again, that's CJ Paradise, located in Hua Hin, Thailand, and starting out his YouTube channel. I'm sure he'd appreciate any subscriber there that kind of comes in there. So I think the moderators are kind of posting a link, and looks like we're having some picture trouble today. So let me know, guys, if it's not excellent. Looks like some of the moderators are saying it's a little on the fuzzy side. So what we'll do is we'll probably take a break at some point, try to reset the external camera. Great. It's always something. So let's go back to the currency exchange watch. So we're always good at providing you an update on that for the week. And the USD holding steady at 37.67. And then we have the other exchanges as well. So take a look at that. I'm actually pretty surprised that things are holding steady now at 37, which is great, I feel like. So really good news there with the exchange rate. I think everyone's kind of looking forward to getting back to Thailand probably at some point in November, December. I think a lot of people are looking to get back there with this great exchange rate. Perfect. Let me go to the chat, see how everyone's doing. Mr. Mitch is saying, hilarious. Nikki Dunn in the house. Always nice to see Nikki. She leaves some great comments on the videos. And let's see, we got Gotta Love Thailand Dave in the house. Carl's Thailand in there as well. Great. And I was not actually going to profile this video until next week, but Carl's Thailand is actually in the chat, and I'm having some technical issues. So I could use a little bit of buffer to try to fix the issues. So I'm going to go ahead and play. These are my reserve videos, guys. So I always have these reserve videos that I keep in the works just in case having some technical difficulties. This is one of those times. So Carl, we're going to profile you in the Vlogger Spotlight. I'm going to try to fix my cam because it looks like it's still a little fuzzy. So let me just kind of play this quick Vloggers tribute for Carl's Thailand. We'll be right back.
I was living in Bangkok in 1990. I was teaching English at the time, and somebody had put signs on some of the restaurant windows, Khao Yai travel tours, and it mentioned that they had tigers. But what? They've got wild tigers. So we went on the tour, and we had good fun, and it was a Thai guy called Bunsu. And at the end of the tour, he said, well, what are you doing? I said, well, we teach English in Bangkok. And he said, well, why don't you come and work here? And I thought, teaching English in Bangkok, or taking tourists through the jungle looking for elephants and tigers. No contest. So I've become a tour guide at Khao Yai National Park.
So again, that's Carl's Thailand. Big fan of the show. He's been on a couple times, and look forward to having him back at some point as well. So great channel. He's doing a lot of those kind of nature videos, looking at parks and whatnot, and also looking back at his time when he first came to Thailand. So as a young kid, it's kind of funny to see all the younger pictures of Carl when he had a lot of hair. Doesn't have as much hair now. So great. So let's do this. Let's pivot. Let's think about bringing on 2Passports 1Dream, Adriana and Dylan. So excited to have them on the show. Might notice I got a special shirt for today's show, 2P1D. I'm not sure if people in my area will understand what the shirt's all about when I go out walking around later, but hey, they can ask a question, find out. Subscribe. Dylan, welcome to the Saturday Live Show. So nice to have you on the show again. I missed you.
It's so nice to be back.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice. Well, where are you coming to us from?
We are currently in Chiang Mai, Thailand.
That's right.
Yes.
I was kind of trolling you a little bit. I saw that you were on Facebook Live earlier. A little practice session, maybe?
Practicing for tonight. Oh, yeah.
All right. Good. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, what's going on here? So great. So I thought what might be a good idea, kind of take a step back before we kind of get started. I got a lot to talk to you about. So many great videos I want to talk to you about. And you have some new equipment that you're using, Dylan. I'm on to you. I saw the new equipment you're using. So I want to talk about that. But for those that might not be familiar with your channel, do you want to kind of give a little description of what your channel is all about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We travel around, try new things, experience new things, and just have a good time.
Yeah, I think currently we're focusing on Southeast Asia. We did a little pivot to Europe and to the United Arab Emirates, but we're back in Southeast Asia, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah, yeah. Flora Note. Woo, we missed you too. It's always so nice to see Flora Note in there. It's great. Yeah, and I have them incorporated in the outro video. So we got a little segue because they're coming on in a couple weeks. So you guys are so great together. I think it's so nice to see vloggers kind of collaborating. Do you appreciate doing that too?
Oh, it's really nice, especially when it's with a couple that also knows all about the camera and that kind of stuff. So they know which shots you want to get. They're really helpful. And it's just nice to hang out with friends as well. So it's like a win-win.
They've got a really fun video coming up with us in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
You've got to wait a little bit for it because one.
So it's so funny because one of the things I was doing is I was going back through like our previous time with at the show together, and we did some funny things. Like we looked back at some old videos that you did. Dylan, you picked out some real winter hotels. And I say winter hotels, I'm being like sarcastic, like really bad hotels.
It looks better online, okay?
Yeah, you would snoop around and try to find some bargains. You did like a hotel challenge for a while where you continually like went up in price and try to find nicer hotels. But I felt like one thing you're kind of famous for is what you call like the mattress test or the bed test, where you jump on the bed and like give it a rating and that kind of stuff. You've done this a lot. Yeah, it's got some are surprisingly hard. Some look pretty good. But I thought we'd play a little game to get started here this morning.
Okay.
This morning for me, evening for you. So I'm calling it the mattress test. So I'm going to play a video for you. Now you got to guess what hotel this mattress is from. All right.
Okay.
And you can have help from Dylan. Dylan can help. You guys can collaborate together. But Flora and Note cannot help.
Okay.
So no comments in the chat. And everyone else, feel free to kind of message like what you think it'll be. But here we go. First mattress. All right. Yes, that was a real winner. That looked like it was a little on the hard side.
That one, I remember like it was yesterday. I was like, am I going to break a hip on this thing? It was pretty solid.
That was a Dylan pick. That hotel was a Dylan pick.
That was a Dylan pick. That was the first hotel in the Hotel Challenge series that we did. That was £10 hotel.
It was actually cheaper than that.
It was £8.
Yeah. And £2 of that was because of AC.
Oh, you chose the option for the AC to be turned on.
Yeah.
I had to flip the switch.
Which was nice.
So that's great. That was kind of an easy one to start out with. Let's give you an easy one to start out with. Do you remember? So you remember that mattress pretty well. Did you guys sleep at all on that one?
We slept.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we necessarily slept very well because it was so solid and I prefer a softer bed. It was extremely firm. And I think I didn't really test it out before I jumped onto it and I almost flew off. I mean, it was like a proper chunk.
We didn't sleep badly either, though.
We didn't sleep terribly. We actually slept okay.
Yeah. And that was the one that had the window that looked to nothing like the hallway or something. Or actually, did it even open?
Yeah, it was quite miserable, actually.
Great. All right. Well, good job. You got that one right because you definitely knew what that one was. That was an easy one. Just a little more difficult one. So are you ready for number 2?
Yes. Ready.
All right. Okay. Look, Dylan's like leaning forward. He's really into this.
Yeah.
He's taking it seriously. All right. Here we go. Number 2. All right. Do we have a guess on this one?
I know exactly which one that is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In Dubai.
In Dubai. That was.
Oh, man. I thought I was going to get you on that one.
No.
That looked like a better bed.
Every mattress. They're very memorable. That was a great one.
Yeah.
We got a bargain on that place as well.
Yeah, that was an affordable hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the trip you did. You went to Dubai, right? That was a very expensive trip. You said a couple of times, like, Dubai is not cheap, right?
Dubai is not cheap at all. I think once you actually get there, you realize how expensive it can be. We tried to do a little bit cheaper food and things like that, but it was a struggle. Yeah.
The cheapest food you can find is still going to be like £5, even for like just a kebab or something like that.
Yeah.
It's slightly different to Asia.
Yeah, quite different.
Yeah. Do you think it's more comparable with like the prices back home in your home countries, like Wales, Sweden? Do you think it's more like that kind of pricing, or even more than that?
I think there's less of like a wiggle room in the pricing, because back in Sweden you can go and just get a hot dog at the petrol station and it is really affordable, whereas I feel like Dubai didn't have very visibly a lot of cheaper options. It was all very much for the tourist and for the people living there. If you wanted to get cheap, you had to go where the staff went, and then you just kind of had to follow them and see where they were eating.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Julie Hawks is saying great content for 2Passports. People who haven't seen their channel, take a look. Are you familiar with that person?
Yes.
I guess you get kind of familiar with those individuals that are commenting on your videos a lot, right?
Yeah, it's always nice to see the same sort of profile images and like the same names popping up, because we're like, oh, they're back. It's really lovely to see, actually.
Since going back to Thailand, we're like, oh, they're commenting again.
Yeah, we've seen loads of people popping back up, and we're like, yeah, welcome back.
Yeah. So that was one of the better beds, I felt like. That was nice. You also did some expensive hotels. Once you got back to Southeast Asia, I feel like you started going to some crazier hotels, some nice ones. But I wanted to ask you, before we go on to bed number 3, I still got one more bed left in this bed challenge, but you're doing great. So you remember that one? That was a hotel in Dubai. That was a great bed. But so what got you traveling outside of Thailand?
What was the question?
Yeah, what got you traveling outside of Thailand? You started hitting all these countries.
No, we had many weddings to visit.
Yeah, I mean, before we left Asia, we did go to other countries outside of Thailand. I think because we were in Thailand for so long, it was about 15, 16 months during COVID. We were stationary for so long. We were quite excited to explore somewhere else. So we went to Vietnam and Malaysia. But then the time frame was basically we had to head back for weddings in Europe. And there was quite a few of them. It was 3 weddings in 1 month. So we were kind of trying to slot in.
But also like bachelor parties before that as well. So there was no room to come back to Asia. So we had to figure something out.
Our calendar was looking very hectic.
We probably would have gone to those countries at some point, but
not so randomly.
Was it different for you kind of coming home and visiting friends and family? Were you seen a little differently with all the success you've had on YouTube? Are they kind of treating you a little differently? Oh, here comes the YouTube stars.
No, I think some of them make some jokes like that. Like it's because it's a fun thing for us to have. And I think a lot of people are quite excited by that, because not that many people have friends that do the same thing or do the same thing themselves. So a lot of people have a lot of questions. People are so curious. But
I think close family and friends were like still very normal about it. But like seeing someone that you kind of know from school or something, like, oh, you do YouTube now. I've seen some of your videos. And I'm like,
some of the weddings.
How do you know about it? Because I don't really share this channel to my personal profile at all. So.
It was fun because we met some people that I've never met before. And they were like, no, I know exactly who you are because I've watched your videos. And I was like, oh, okay. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, I've heard from other YouTube creators that can be a little weird when you're out in public and people say, "Hey, Adriana, hey, 2 Passports, 1 Dream." You're like, "Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know
I
you."
kind of like it though, because I think we
Yeah.
only share what we're comfortable with sharing anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like people are already interested in you, which is always a nice thing for, for us. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, are you ready for mattress test number 3?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Final
nervous for this
mattress.
one. I hope I
Yeah.
know it.
This one's kind of important. I've actually deleted the intro part. I like watching that guy jump out of the window onto the mattress. I had to put it on twice.
Painful.
My moderators told me enough with the intro stuff. Just go to the mattress challenge. All right. So this one is just the mattress. All right, ready,
Okay.
Dylan?
Mhm.
Ready to go? Okay. All right.
I know that one. I know that
You
one.
know that one?
The reason I know it is I can kind of recognize the room, but it's not very often Dylan and I do a double jump.
Yeah.
It's usually just me. And I know for the double jump, it was for the $15,000 suite in the Marriott in Bangkok.
Yeah.
That
Insane
was,
place.
That was
Yeah.
fancy.
So that was a crazy video because wow, that was huge. That suite.
Yeah.
And so you want to
Yeah.
tell people about that? Like, what was the cost of that one? You did a profile on the
It's
whole hotel and the suite, right?
500,000 bahts a night.
Yeah.
Nice.
So probably not $15,000 by now because
Yeah, the exchange rate at the time was $15,000 for the nights, and you had like different floors. There was a grand piano. There was like a big bar area. There was about, I don't know, I can't remember how many seats there were. There were like 64 chairs or something ridiculous. But then we actually, after we visited that suite, we went to sleep in one of the regular rooms in the hotel because we cannot afford $15,000.
And they wouldn't let us walk around the place like on our own. There was 4 people in there with us the whole time.
They were in the corner.
Yeah.
So I heard, if I remember right from the video, I think you had some trouble getting into the suite because Flora and Note had requested a late checkout from that room. So you had to wait for them to check out. Was that
exactly? They were still drinking their champagne, so we had to wait.
So funny. No, it's great. So that's a great hotel. I thought that's like just a really nice video going through the whole hotel. So that's great. I want to go to the chat here.
That is one of our favorite hotels in the whole of Bangkok. It was the first hotel we actually stayed in after we came out of quarantine, like now almost 2 years ago when we first came to Thailand to do our long-term travel. And we stayed at that hotel, that Marriott. And
we could afford it then because the prices were so cheap back then because it's
the suite, mind you.
It's the biggest hotel in Bangkok or maybe even Thailand. I'm not sure. It's got 1,400 rooms. So
wow, you remember that?
Yeah, so it was something like 1,000 baht a night for a room, and now it's about 5,000. So we can't afford it anymore.
But it's very nice.
Yeah, look great. So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because it's interesting, you did go back, to spend some time back home, friends, family, weddings, this kind of stuff. Oftentimes when I talk to YouTube creators that do go home, it almost sort of like reiterates why they are traveling because they just don't feel as comfortable in their home countries as they did before. Did you find that at all to be the case when you went home? Like, wow, I need to get back out traveling. I just doesn't feel right.
We definitely have itchy feet.
Yeah, everything's itchy. Once we get home, we're like, we need to get back on the road, but not because we don't enjoy being home. I think I really like my home comforts because I've not lived in Sweden for such a long time because I lived in the UK previously. Going back to Sweden is like, oh, it warms my heart. And also going to visit my mom in Switzerland, it's just like, it's what I need sometimes. Yeah. So I think we get excited to go there, but it is usually when it starts getting colder and the food starts getting more expensive and it's not quite as good, you think, it's time.
And we don't have our like private space because we'll be sharing, my brother's house, my parents' house, your mum's house. It's like we don't have our own space, so we always want to kind of just go. Yeah,
because there's no home anymore. We don't have one particular location that's home. It's just like these countries and these houses within those countries. So I think home, we kind of make home wherever we are. So right now, this room feels like home, even though we've only been here for a few days.
Yeah. Now, Adriana, you're from Sweden originally. Yes. Dylan, you're from Wales, right?
Yes.
So I've actually been to Sweden once myself.
Went to
Stockholm. Yeah, I went to Stockholm in the wintertime, though. It's very cold Adriana.
Yeah.
Very cold.
Yeah.
Yes. But people very nice. Yeah. Yeah. Great country. I want to go back in the summertime. I hear that sometimes there'll be like almost like 24 hours daylight in Sweden if you go at the right time. Is that true?
Yeah. So the further up north you go, the more that's actually true. But even where I'm from, which is from the south of Sweden, it's really bizarre because when you're there in the summertime, it doesn't start getting dark until like midnight, and then it starts getting light again really early in the morning. But what you have to remember then, it's like the opposite in the winter time, and it doesn't really get any sunshine, so it gets a little bit depressing sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. We have here in the US, we have Alaska, which is, I guess, similar to that. They'll go through, long periods of time with darkness. It's no fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the chat, David from Wales is asking Dylan, where in Wales?
Porthmadog in North Wales. So.
Wow. Sound like you're speaking a different language there, Dylan.
It is a different language. A lot of people don't know this. This is a fun fact for everyone in the chat, that Welsh is actually a language. I think probably a lot of people will know this, but it's completely different to English. It sounds really beautiful. I can't speak it yet, unfortunately, but Dylan can. So
nice. So Dylan, almost 3 languages now that I know of that you speak: English, Welsh, and Thai.
I would say a little bit of Swedish as well, actually. He's been learning quite a lot.
More Swedish than Thai.
Yeah, more Swedish than Thai.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, what got you to learn Swedish?
Just
Just
being in Sweden quite a lot, listening to her speak to her family,
Yeah.
listening to Swedish music.
A lot of Swedish music, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great. Yeah. So that's something I want to talk to you about is, Dylan, like your Thai seems like it's next level, even though you might have been a little rusty when you came back. I felt like you were able to converse pretty well in Thai.
I think
how'd you do that?
Just out of desperation, really. You know, just like I want to know how to order food properly, so I'll just learn something, try it once. If it works, then I know I've got it right, and then I'll just remember it then.
Yeah.
And came back to Thailand, it was kind of still there. Well, I got Adriana's order wrong, but
yeah, no, well, he didn't. He said my order right. I think the lady just heard him wrong.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing when you like going to sort of local food places, especially in Thailand. Often they don't actually speak a lot of English. So it is just really worth learning sort of how to order it, or at least one dish in Thai.
And I feel like it's not that hard learning Thai, because it's just like want pad kapao. And it's just like, you know, it's just ow pad kapao.
I don't think anyone else would agree with you. It's quite difficult.
Well, there's no tenses, right? So no past, present.
Yeah.
It's just one thing, and then it's just, you know, you just add chicken or crispy pork at the end. Oh, wait, what are you doing, Rich?
What are you doing?
Excuse me, guys. That little technical problem. So it's so funny. This is going to be like the funny live show. So I'm doing something I usually never do, and that I was remembering I created a video for you guys to talk about the equipment, the new equipment you're using, but I did not upload it to the StreamYard app. So I would never usually try doing this, but I'm hearing like I'm fuzzy on the camera. Like it's just nuts.
You might as well.
Yeah, might as well. So let's try this. So I was going to try to find the video clip in my SSD external storage. And if I'm, this is where like being organized. I don't know, Dylan, do you organize your files pretty well when it comes to like file management?
Yes, I'm backed them up 3 times. And
they are so organized. It makes me so happy to see, because I'm also very like, if things aren't organized, I get stressed out. But it's like file names and like all in different locations and this. Yeah, we got loads of hard
I think
drives.
I was actually successful. That was okay. So I was like bending down trying to plug in my SSD.
I thought you were trying to call off.
It's not going well. See you guys later.
See you later.
Let's go full screen takeover. It's so crazy. So I think I have the right video uploaded. This is going to kind of profile your new equipment. It's what I call the 360 cam. You can correct me if it's something else, but let's play this video, kind of show people what I'm talking about, because it's essentially a camera that allows you to sort of film from out in front without really being out in front. So we'll talk about it. Let's play the video. Well, that's not the right video. Oh my God. This is awesome. One of those winner of a live shows. Everyone just have fun in the chat. Blow me up. Great. All right.
We're still having a great time.
Let's make a lemonade out of lemons here, guys, today. So what it was is basically it was going to showcase the 360 camera you used on the balloon video, and then also the walk and talk where you came back to Bangkok. Dylan, please help me out here. Do a good job of explaining what the heck this camera is that I'm trying to talk about.
Shall I get it?
Oh, yeah, he'll go get it. I'll start explaining whilst he's just grabbing it. So basically, there's a camera on the front and a camera on the back, and it films 360 everything that's happening at once. You can hear him grabbing it now, so you can get a little demonstration.
Yeah.
And you can continue explaining what it is.
Yeah, so there's a camera here, and there's a camera on the other side. And then this selfie stick stretches out really long like this. And the longer it is, the better sort of third person angle you get. Otherwise, if you use like this, your face will just look really warped.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you then edit it in post-processing. So you have an app that comes with this, and you choose, I want the angle pointing this way for this time, and I'll move it to this angle, and then I'll zoom in, you can zoom out, you can
choose it. So basically it films everything, and then you can go home and be like, actually, I want to choose your face. Actually, I want the lady's reaction. And you can choose everything afterwards, which gives you so much freedom. But also, the software is so smart, it edits out the selfie stick. So it looks like there's just a camera floating in the air following you around, which makes people confused. We've got a few comments of people saying, is there a drone following you? And we're like, what? No, that would be so dangerous.
It's smart. It's really cool how it works.
Yeah.
Mr. Mitch is saying he's taking his thumbs up back. So thank you, Mr. Mitch. Longtime moderator of the show. Even he's turning on me. So essentially, like what you're saying, Dylan, is like in post, it removes the stick. So it looks like the camera is kind of floating out in front of you, which is awesome. Yeah. The only question I guess I had for you on that is, do you have to use their app in post to remove that and edit the footage before you bring it in to Adobe Premiere Pro?
You don't have to remove the stick.
It is automatically removed.
Automatically,
before you see it, but you still have to do everything in post. Like there is an add-on that you can add to Premiere Pro that does all the movements and stuff, but I prefer to just use the actual tool that comes with it.
Yeah,
a bit easier to use.
And how long have you had that equipment for?
So this one we've actually had.
It's
this is the X3 Insta360.
It came out 2 months ago, 1 month ago.
We got it on our first day in Thailand. So the one we used in the other video was owned by the balloon people.
Yeah.
And we bought the footage off them.
And then we thought, we need this. Let's get our own. And here it is.
Yeah.
That's great. And that's a great video. I love the balloon video. I know you're very proud of that. It's performed well for you too. But wow, what a great video. Just the angles, the pans, the zooms, music was out of hand. Just really, really good. Nice. A lot of good comments on that video from your subscribers.
Yeah,
it's filming early in the morning with sunrise. The lights is just really nice and colorful.
I think the music choice and everything that Dylan put on there really encompassed how that day or how that morning felt. So it looks like how we were feeling, which is really nice that it translates like that through videos. So yeah, I'm happy with that one.
Yeah, and I think people don't realize like how difficult that is. Like as a YouTube creator, you can tell someone that's really basically committed to their craft when they're choosing different types of music like that. So, most of us just go and choose some soft house music and like throw it in there, or what's featured in Epidemic. Hey, that's a good song. Throw that in there. But then to physically go and, search for something a little bit lower, like ambient music, that's pretty cool. So props for that, man. And not easy, right? Takes a while, a couple hours. Find that right song.
Like I can't find a song, and then I'll just go back to editing, and then I'll come back later, and then all of a sudden I found it.
Yeah, because I think quite often before the editing or before we even film, we have sort of a general idea of what we want the video to be like, what vibe we want it to sort of show. So then him showing the music that kind of goes along with that just ties it all together really nicely. But it has to be like that perfect song, so it can take a while.
Yeah.
I haven't got
it often.
No.
Like in the beginning when we started YouTube,
it was soft house.
You were like, this song doesn't go. But recently, you haven't said anything.
No, the songs have been perfect.
Yeah. So when does Adriana come in and in the post time to kind of critique your videos? Towards the end? Or middle or beginning?
I like to give her the 95% video finished just so that she gets to see it like anyone else would.
Yeah, I think We used to have me come in a little bit earlier and then do more of a discussion of like, what should we keep? What should we leave in? But that meant that neither one of us could see it with sort of fresh eyes towards the end. So now when I come in quite late on, I can already see the small little things that need to be tweaked that I would probably have missed otherwise, because I'd be like, yeah, it's done. So yeah. Yeah.
You know what I find is hard. What is hard for me, and Dylan, let me know if this is the same for you, is explaining what you want to do. Like, so this is my vision. Like, I thought we'd come in with this wide angle, soft music, then cut to Adriana and the balloons. Like, and I guess people can't see that. Like, probably you can. So to your point, that's probably why you like to get 95% of the way done, because you can see like, this is what I was talking about. And then it's like, oh, it makes sense. Now it looks good. Do you find that's a challenge for you, kind of explaining what you want to do ahead of time?
Yeah, but I also try and watch the video with like as someone who doesn't know anything about us or the video, to see if it actually makes any sense at all. Because
we were there when we filmed it, but I think a lot of people don't see all the other stuff that's happened, obviously, because we didn't film that. So I think, because
usually I'm like, I can't delete that section, because if I delete that section, then that section doesn't make any sense, or like we can't. Yeah.
But I think because we plan things so well, both of us know exactly kind of what's expected of us during the filming. So afterwards, there's not that much fluff and extra stuff. We tend to use pretty much most of the stuff that we've actually filmed because we know what we want to film. So I think in that sense, the communication is pretty good, that we both are, in the same same view.
Yeah, I want to come back to that real quick, but I wanted to mention a comment by Ken Hayes here asking, how are the clothes that you bought in Hoi An holding up? Did I say that right?
In Vietnam, we had a 3-piece suit and a matching dress made, which was so nice. We made a video on that. It was awesome. The ladies were so lovely. We wore them actually for the first time at a wedding. One of the weddings this summer.
They also sent a new dress and
they sent another dress and another suit because they were so happy with the video. They sent another one for free.
Oh wow!
All the way to Wales.
Wow, that's great. That's wonderful. Yeah,
they help as well. I think mine looks like I haven't worn it yet, except that I have. The seams are fantastic. The lining's really good. They were really comfortable, and we had so many comments at the wedding being like, whoa, you guys look great. We were like, yeah, we had these made.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I found that one of the things that people might not know about you, Dylan, is that, and this is what I found this fascinating, was the fact that you did not know anything about video editing, or were not really trained on Adobe Premiere Pro at all. You learned that all in quarantine when you and Adriana came out for the first time, right?
Well, I wouldn't say I learned it all there. I mean, over the last 2 years, I think I've improved.
He's added.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty impressive. Not an easy program to learn. Like, I would say that's like one of the more difficult ones.
No, it was a massive learning curve at the beginning. But I think after a while, it just became easier. And if I don't know anything, I'll just YouTube it.
Yeah. That's what I love to do, is like when I was off the air for a while. So when I came back into Final Cut Pro, I'm like, oh, I forgot like even the simple stuff. And YouTube, like to your point, just YouTube. The thing I hate about that, Dylan, is you have to sit through like 2 minutes of fluff, to get to the point. Like, come on, just get to it. So it's so funny. So it's so great to hear that you guys collaborate with the video. So are you storyboarding before you go out? Are you creating like what you want to get out of the scene, out of the day type of stuff?
Yeah, we went through a period of over planning and like almost word for word planning a lot of stuff. And then we looked at our footage and we thought, this doesn't really feel like us. And it's really stressful. It was so stressful. And then we kind of took a few steps back, and now we plan gist. We don't plan word for word. We plan the general gist and kind of what we want to make sure that we get across, maybe sometimes some talking points. And then as we're filming, then we'll be like, okay, the next scene, we can start like this, and that. And I think because we do it on the day and we have that sort of general pre-planning, it works so smoothly. I mean, it's been the best that we've done it so far for us anyway. So
maybe I shouldn't incorporate that strategy into my live show. Maybe I plan too much. When it all goes wrong, all comes crashing down. Who's going to be there for you? It's amazing. Unbelievable. So Brock is saying that the X4 comes out Tuesday. So you have the X3. X4 comes
This
out
only
Tuesday.
just came out.
Yeah,
like a month
X3
ago.
came out last month, so
Brock,
I'm
what are
not
you
sure
doing
if
in
that's
there?
the 360 for. Yeah,
No,
Mhm.
no.
probably not.
You're lying,
Maybe Brock's
Brock.
talking about
Yeah, so
maybe Brock's
lying
talking
to
about a
us.
car. Uh-oh.
Somebody
We're fighting
Google it.
words now. Brock's like, oh crap, I think I got it wrong. He'll probably put like a bunch of really nice comments now. Oh, you're very beautiful, Adriana. Dylan, you're very talented. So great. So it's so wonderful because your channel, I feel like, has so many different types of videos now. Like you spent a lot of time in Turkey. I feel like that's a really beautiful country that's now gone towards the top of my list. Would you recommend that for others to kind of go and visit?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to expect prior to going to Turkey, because often when we go somewhere, we don't want to do too much research, because then we end up watching other people's YouTube videos, and then before you know it, you've kind of copied what somebody else has done. So we went there without any sort of preconceptions of Turkey, but it was so beautiful. It was so unexpected, even though I had no expectations. The food was so good. It was beautiful weather. The city itself was absolutely gorgeous.
Lots of history.
So much history, and it was just absolutely amazing. I would 100% go back.
Yeah.
We would definitely go back. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of vloggers profile that. One of the vloggers been on this show, Greeny Travels, spent a lot of time in Turkey. So, and he did a lot of videos on there. The interesting thing about that is he did find that the videos recorded in Turkey did not perform well. So do you take that into account when you sometimes go to these countries? Do you cut trips short if the video is not performing, not finding an audience, and saying, let's go back here, let's go back over here?
Well, we only had time to film those amounts of videos when we were in Turkey.
We had a set time frame in Turkey, and the flight there and the flight back, and we filmed everything that we wanted to film whilst we were there. I think if we didn't have all the weddings, we maybe wouldn't have chosen to go to Turkey right then and there. Not that we didn't want to go, just that it didn't really make sense from Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, and then Turkey. It's a little bit of a curveball, even though technically part of Istanbul is in Asia. It's not really Southeast Asia. So it was a bit of a curveball, I think, for our viewers, which showed in the view count.
Yeah. Even though the view duration was high, the actual click-through rates from our followers was lower.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think if it wasn't, like I said, if it wasn't for all the weddings, we wouldn't have chosen to go there.
I think you can get a lot of views in these countries if you have a high sort of base following.
Yeah. But I think at the time, a lot of people were watching us for Southeast Asian content, which they still are. And we're seeing that people are coming back and watching more now that we're back in Southeast Asia. So I think next time we decide to do something outside of Southeast Asia, we'll have to commit to it for a longer time and have something else tying all the countries together. So it's not just like, oh, and now we're in Sweden and now we're back in Thailand. You know, it's too confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always feel like it's a smart decision, I feel like, because you're taking a gamble, right? You're trying to expose your brand to a larger audience. It's just unfortunate. I feel like sometimes, YouTube likes to put you in a box, right? So you're like the Southeast Asian channel, right? So if you go outside there, they don't really tend to push your channel out as much, which I think is a shame, so that's unfortunate, because I feel like a lot of people would appreciate your content in other countries. So, and for me, it's not so much the country you're in, it's the content, like, I don't care what the title is. I'll click on it. I'll watch it. Like, it's great. What are you doing around like duration of the video? Is that always mindful for you? Are you like, do you want to create longer videos, but you're maybe not doing that because of,
The videos, for us, the video is as long as it is,
Each video, like one video could be 30 minutes and the next one could be 8. It really depends on what happened.
Yeah. We're not going to stretch it out for no reason.
Yeah. We don't want to add fluff for no reason if it's not something that's needed for context or for like the feeling of it. Like the first video in Turkey was quite long because we did so much. And then the hot air balloon was quite short because there's only so much that happens. Yeah. So I think that varies a lot.
It kind of it's kind of annoying. Same thing as with the audience about countries. Maybe your audience doesn't actually like to watch longer videos. Maybe they're used to watching you showing 10-minute videos, and then you give them a 30-minute video and they're like, I'm bored after 10 minutes, So,
but I think the more audience you get, the more you'll find a core audience that kind of appreciates most things that you do. And as that core audience grows, then that'll allow for videos to be pushed further, obviously. So
Adrian, what'd you think of the food in Turkey?
I mean, it's amazing. Like that was one of the best parts of Turkey. And there's a lot of great things about Turkey, but the food was so good.
Breakfast.
Oh, the breakfast was so amazing and really vegetarian friendly. I wouldn't say the pickle juice was very good. Flora, no, thank you very much. We tried pickle juice in one of our food tours there. They have a lot of pickles there, and they actually drink pickle juice. Maybe not everyone, but it's something that's commonly sold. And it wasn't my favorite drink.
No.
So great. I feel so bad.
Juice, you can keep that.
Yeah. I was really hoping to profile that more of that balloon video. I actually had the 360 stuff in there, and I did like an hour and a half on that video. It's such a bummer. Dylan, you know what it's like? You spend time editing video, you don't upload it, and can't show it. Damn it. I'm going to show it next week, like a one-off. I'll show it next week. Probably get a copyright claim to make it even worse. Oh my gosh. No, that's great. So I love that. My favorite thing about the balloon video, Adriana, is you and I share something in that we share really fear of heights. I don't like being up high, like really freaks me out. I went skydiving once to kind of break through that fear. I felt great afterwards. Then I went back to being afraid of heights again. Yeah, I did that. I would never do it again. I remember sitting in the plane at 18,000 feet saying, yeah, I'm just going to like do this and never do it again. This is not something I'm going to enjoy doing. But the balloon stuff, is that something you got to kind of relax after a while and you enjoyed it? Or was it like, this is one and done, not doing it again?
You know what? It's as crazy as it sounds. I probably would do it again because the first 10 minutes, we went up quite fast. There's a lot of fire. I didn't realize how loud it would be. Stupidly enough, I've never really been in a hot air balloon before, and I've never seen one on video that's made noise. But it was really loud, really fiery. It was quite fast. There's nothing tying you in. And I thought, I might just accidentally jump out of this thing. But once we got up and they stopped doing the fire for a bit, it was so calm because it moves so slowly with the wind. There was no jerky movements. There was no speed at that point. And it was so calm. I actually got to enjoy it. And it was really, really beautiful. And it was such like a romantic moment for us to have together once I kind of stopped crying. So then it was really nice. And now I think, I probably would do something like that again. It was really lovely.
Yeah, you had to get up pretty early for that kind of stuff though, right? It's like 3:30 a.m. wake up call.
Yeah, I think we got up at 3:30 that morning
to get ready.
And then they picked us up at like 4:30. But we were one of the first hot air balloons up. I think there's about, how many were there up in the sky?
150.
150-ish they can have in that area at one time. But we were one of the first ones up. There were some of them that were still trying to set off when the sun had already risen. So we were really lucky to go up when it was dark, and then the sun rose, and it was really beautiful.
Kevin Cheng, Noi Little Elephant saying parachutes are an emergency evacuation device. Please tell me that's not true. That's not, he's just joking, right? This is your evacuation device, Adriana. That would really freak you out. You probably wouldn't even go up and just would get out. Get that. Anders saying, nice live stream tonight. Well, Anders is probably watching a different video.
It's been slightly chaotic, but really lovely.
That's okay. Hey, we're all about controversy here on the show, so that's great. That's awesome. So it's interesting, Dylan. I thought you did a great job of sort of comforting Adriana with her fear of heights. Is that something you're mindful of going into that video shoot? Like, wow, I really got to keep an eye on her so she doesn't really freak out on me.
Well, I'm not scared of heights, but I was freaking out a little bit. It was just a weird sensation, just going up and not being. I don't mind heights when you're safe, when you know you're safe. When you're stuck to something, but you weren't
like buckled in somehow.
You're not stuck to this hot air balloon. Like you could have jumped.
Yeah.
Off. That was kind of freaking me out.
He did a pretty good job of not seeming like he was freaking out and making me feel a lot better, because I was thinking I could fall out of this thing because it's lower than you think as well. So you're really sort of exposed to just like plop. But
and I don't know how much I trusted the balloon, like.
Yeah, I'm glad he's saying this now and not before or whilst we were up in the air, because I would have panicked. But he calmed me down quite well, and he clearly calmed himself down quite well too.
Yeah, and it's great. It's a great video. I thought you guys did a great job. It's interesting that they provided you the footage, I guess, that you could use during the balloon trip. One thing I thought that was really cool about that video is how close they got to the rocks. So I definitely recommend people. I got to check out that video. It's really cool. So I guess is that something that all the balloons were doing, or just the one that you were in, getting so close to the face?
They can't control where the balloon goes.
They can't control left or right. All they can control is up and down by how much helium? No, hot air. Helium. I'm so stupid. How much hot air is in the balloon? Cut that out. And then, so she could only do up and down. So I don't know how she managed to maneuver it like that, because we're literally going towards a rock, and she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna pull it a little bit," and it just
probably could have touched it if I tried. The wall.
Yeah, but we didn't touch it with the basket. No. So. She was great. We had a lot of people commenting on that video saying that she was a really good pilot, and she'd been doing it for 10 years, I think.
Wow, that's great. So one of the funnier videos, well, I shouldn't say funny, entertaining videos, when you came back to Bangkok, you started that video with like a news segment where someone was announcing like your return. Oh, that was cool. We talked about that on the pre-interview a little bit. I'd love for you to kind of give a shout out to the person that kind of helped you with that and recorded the news bit. So for those of you that haven't seen the video starts out with basically a news feed of Thai lady announcing in Thai that 2Passports 1Dream has arrived back in Thailand. That was really cool. So tell us about that.
We just used a company off Fiverr.
So we found them online. We basically just searched for video Thai sort of. Yeah, I don't even know what we typed in. And then we were like, well, we had in mind that we wanted some sort of news segment. And then we messaged them and like, can you do this? And they were like, initially we wanted it in English. And they were like, sorry, she doesn't speak any English. We're like, Thai is perfect. And then they knew exactly what we wanted, and they made it look like a news segment. We actually had a couple of people asking us if that was from real news. And they're like, I've never heard of Bangkok news. Is this real? And we were like, no, this is not real.
Mr. Mitch is saying the larger the basket on the balloon, the better, because you have more people to scream with if something bad happens. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Terrible.
Yeah. So the video that they provided, the news feed, was it like a little green screen area where you put in the picture with your video walking around? That's so
cool. It was a green screen,
yeah. And then Julie's saying, love that Thai intro, funny and fantastic. Yeah, it was great.
I thought it'd be good to come back with a bang,
Yeah, exactly. And people would be like, what is this?
Jam Random Places saying good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
And then Toby Price saying, if you descend too quickly, do you throw someone out to go up? I don't think so. Oh my gosh. And then
the landing was kind of intense. It had like
tell us about that.
Because you kind of get close enough to the ground, and because we had that 360 cam footage, you could see what was happening around you. And there was like 4 grown men that ran up to the basket and hung onto the sides to weigh it down, because I think it was not quite heavy enough. And I think they didn't want to thud into the ground. So it was quite intense to see, because obviously all of us had to duck down and hold into the basket, so we couldn't see what was going on outside of it. So seeing that afterwards, we were like, oh, okay, that's quite intense.
Yeah, I know for balloons, it's kind of tough to determine where you're going to land, because you're sort of at the discretion of the winds of the day. So one of the questions that Kevin Chang Noi had is like, is there a truck that's following you that's sort of seeing where the balloon's going to land?
The truck was in the right place when we actually did land, because just after we'd landed, they kind of maneuvered it onto the truck, which was right next to us somehow. But we went really far.
They look at wind direction.
Yeah, so I think they're so used to it. They've just kind of figured out, okay, today the wind is going this and this. We'll be around this area.
The day after, the balloons were not allowed to fly.
Yeah, they were cancelled the day following. Either it was too
windy, or the wind wasn't blowing the right way, or something.
Yeah.
So we were lucky.
Wow, so I guess you have to be in that area probably for a couple of days in case it gets canceled, right?
Yeah, we didn't realize that, so we just booked it, and we were really lucky that it was not canceled that day, because we didn't have a lot of days there. But yeah.
Good.
John's saying we're leaving the UK soon to travel to Southeast Asia. Will you be making a list of things you wish you knew first, or videos of that kind? Ooh, great question.
It's not something we've planned.
It's not something we've planned, but also I feel like part of the fun of traveling Southeast Asia is kind of just like throwing yourself into it and kind of like learning as you go. And I think a lot of experiences at the time, we would have been like, ugh, that was stressful. Now we would look back at it and be like, haha, that's a funny, happy coincidence memory that we have, unless you obviously get scammed, in which case that's terrible. But that hasn't happened to us yet. So I don't know if we would make a video like that, because there's nothing I wish I knew before I came here. I wish I just gone sooner.
Yeah. Now, Dylan, we know how your Thai is. Adriana, how is your Thai coming? You speak a little bit yourself?
Nit noi. It's not. It's
That's all
I know. No, but it's not great. I can order a dish, and then I look for Dylan for assistance. But it's coming along. I'm a little bit more comfortable with saying things loudly enough for people to actually hear me now, because before I would just mumble it, and when I was worried I'd get something wrong. It's getting there.
Are there other languages you speak? Swedish, English, anything else?
I do speak some German and some Dutch as well. Ooh. Yeah, because I am part German, and I did live in the Netherlands for quite some time when I was growing up.
Wow. Yeah. It's impressive. I do hear that Thai is different than those type of languages. I've heard people that speak German have a hard time. The tonal language, right? Yeah. Interesting.
The tones are very confusing. I think that's something that I easily can get wrong. And there's some really minute changes that can change something from just a normal meaning to something.
The word cow in different tones can mean like white, rice. Like there's like 10 different meanings, just different tones.
Yeah.
It's like, how are we meant to know which one it is?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, for the next 3 weeks, I'm going heads down studying, because I have Flora and Note coming on in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw they corrected you, like on your Thai eating video. Like Flora is really big on the tones. Man,
because
don't mess with Flora.
Went from a wholesome meaning to something very inappropriate.
Yeah, I've heard that about some of those words. Yeah. Probably why a lot of Thai people laugh at me when I speak to them, probably.
Yeah,
calling them an ass.
There were a lot of people laughing at me with that one, so you're not alone.
Yeah, but yeah, so I got to go heads down, kind of sharpen my Thai a little bit. Although I think it's going to be pretty bad. I think Note's going to probably bust me out. Like, I don't know what you're saying, Richard. I'm going to try to do a game or something like that for them, Thai language, see if I make any sense. But I don't think it's going to go very well. Kind of like my video today, I guess, is very unclear today. How does it look on your side? Do I look unclear? I look pretty clear on your side, right?
We can see that it's you.
A little bit pixelated.
It's a
very, very low bar. We can see that it's you. We can't see any of the words on the shirt, but that's okay.
It's just the camera, because the graphics and everything.
Everything else looks great. You're a little bit pixelated, but other than that,
awesome.
But only a little bit.
Only a little bit. That's great. Oh well, hey, stuff happens, man. You got to go with it. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell me, what's next? Are you going to spend a little bit of time in Thailand?
Yes. So what's next is we're doing a little bit longer in Thailand. We're currently in Chiang Mai, so we're going to film some stuff here. Then we're actually heading to Laos. We'll be doing some planning today where in Laos we're going to go. And then after Laos, we're going to Cambodia and then to Singapore. Then after that, we're going to many more countries, but we don't want to plan too far ahead because...
Yeah.
So when you get to Laos, will you find out if it's pronounced Laos or Lao?
We Googled it today, and it is apparently Lao, because apparently the French settlers went there and incorrectly spelled it with an S, because in French, the S is silent. So it's actually Lao. So
yeah, I've heard that. I didn't want to. That's my nice way of busting you out the way you said it.
Yeah.
Such a gentleman.
I was like, I just want to make sure everyone gets what I'm saying.
Well, it's hard to correct yourself. If you're used to saying Laos with an S, like it's hard to say Lao, Lao. So I found that out from Thai people. Thai people would always refer to it as Lao. I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's Lao, not Laos. And
no,
same research. That's great.
We'll have to edit the S out.
Every time you watch a video from Lao, you're going to see like Laos.
Yeah, Dylan's gonna have to like edit out the S part of it, frame by frame. Damn it. Just learn it how to say it the right way. Oh my gosh. Well, I wanted to kind of wrap up things here. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for coming on my 50th live show as well. No, that was kind of crazy, like this live show.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
I don't know which one was more chaotic, that one or this one, because that was the one when we were on the train, right? And it kept dipping out.
Yeah. I was so happy when you finally got in. I was like, oh my gosh, finally go to the 4-up shot. Yeah, that was great. That was great. That was a great time. You did a great job for persevering on that, because I think I was just about ready to bring you in, and then you dropped. I'm like, oh, no,
that was so
you're frozen.
stressful. The train obviously was driving in the middle of the night. We had no control over the Wi-Fi. It was, it was touch and go. Much better tonight.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming on the show. For those that might not have seen your YouTube channel, please check out 2Passports 1Dream, or as I call it, 2P1D. And I do have a professional outro for you. So that's something I did get right today, is your outro. But thanks again for coming on the show. Anything you wanted to say to your subscribers listening in?
Thank you so much for watching and for all the lovely comments and the support.
Thanks, guys. See, the show's just going from bad to worse, everyone. I'm going to lose subscribers on this one and everything. Don't remove the gas. Now I'm showing the rust today. See, I had a year off. Now I'm showing the rust. Well, hopefully everyone can have a good laugh at my expense. So happy to just entertain you for an hour and a half. The time has come for the intermission video. We're going to come back with a strong vlogger news segment. So I hope you're excited to hear about some new vloggers you've never heard of before, and some you have. But I want to kind of take you to this intermission video. We'll be right back in about 60 seconds. What a show, everyone. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be the longest 90 minutes of my life today. All right. Well, hopefully I'm not as blurry as I was before. If so, please accept my apologies. Let's talk about vlogger news. We got some great vloggers coming in today. And the reason I do this is actually to kind of allow some vloggers that might be starting out to gain a new audience. And I want to kind of walk through a couple that you may never have heard of and a couple that you have heard of. One that's actually coming on the show next week. So I'm excited to have James Chocolate Man in Thailand come on the show next week, and Flora Note coming on in a couple weeks. So I'm going to play the intro for Vlogger News, and we're going to kind of get to some great vloggers and profile their amazing videos.
Hello, this is Mr. Egg from the pub Pattaya, and this is Vlogger News on the Rishad Travel Live Show.
Great vlogger news time today. So the first vlogger up on the profile here is RJ Sandifer. So he did actually a video that's titled "Check Out Richard Travel." So he does a lot of live videos, and actually the interesting thing about RJ is he's actually a blind YouTube creator. So he actually does mostly live streams from what I can see, and really kind of calling out more vloggers that he's seen and profiling other people he's seen on YouTube. Great channel. Just has a couple of subscribers. Really, I think he has about 160 or so subscribers. So I would say check out that video if you like to kind of check out something new. Really positive attitude on life, and really appreciate really all of his videos that he's kind of going through talking about various subjects. So RJ, wanted to profile him today because I really appreciated his video where he talked about the show and referred people to go check me out today. So I really appreciate that. Would love it if you guys maybe took a chance and go checked out his channel, checked out a couple of his videos. And then one of the individuals that really I just found recently that I'm blown away by is Jiu-Jitsu Passport. So Alex is his name. He's located actually in the Chonburi region of Thailand, covers areas like Jomtien, Pattaya. A lot of great videos on that channel, up and comer on that channel. I really appreciated one that he had recently said, it was titled, I am taking down YouTubers. And kind of a little bit clickbaitish. I was like, oh, what's this all about? Kind of controversial, but great video. And I got to tell you, I found a lot of other YouTube creators I want to reach out to maybe have on the show. So there's a huge who's who of vloggers on that video. You had Mr. Mitch, the moderator to the stars, on that. You had Chocolate Man in Thailand. You had Q on there, a lady that goes by the name of Fern on there as well. Be checking out her channel. It's great. I think CJ same was on there. So really some great vloggers that were actually at a bar having a meetup, and really cool videos. So Alex does a great job with his edits. So very technically proficient when it comes to editing the videos. Great music. The videos really move along. So there's no lulls in his video. Very interesting character. Looking to maybe have him come on and help me out with the vlogger news next week. God knows I could use the help. Wait, the show's been going today. I need some help, guys. Anyone wants to come in and help out with the technical stuff, please come in, help out. So gonna see if I maybe have Alex come on next week to help me profile the other vloggers that he might be aware of in the area as well. But check out the channel, up and comer. Love the videos. Again, he does a great job with the editing of the videos. Great musical selections in there, and really, really great channel. Chocolate Man in Thailand. So it has a new video up there. Did They Lie? Checks spotlights a cafe. And really nice video. Chocolate Man always does a great job with his edits and his music. So I think it's great. Kind of a walk and talk video where he profiles the cafe. Chocolate Man's been a great supporter of this channel for a long time. I've seen his channel explode throughout the last year and a half, 2 years. And it's because of the quality of his content. So just continues to produce top quality content. Love it. So a lot of great videos on there. We're going to talk through a lot of those videos next week and look forward to having him on the show. So great video. If you haven't heard of Chocolate Man in Thailand, please check out the YouTube channel. Consider subscribing. Has a lot of great videos on there. Really something for everyone. And then pivoting over to, I can actually click on the banner. The technical gremlins continue. Yes. All right. Looks like my StreamYard app has frozen up. I cannot select another banner. This is great. All right. Hang with me here, guys. This is a StreamYard issue. Trying to select the next banner, which is actually Flora Note, to profile a video of hers. Of theirs, I should say. Which is great. There we go. Okay, we got it back. All right, Flora Note. So they did a great video, Our Emotional Journey in Pai, Thailand. It separated us. So a little clickbaitish, but you got to check it out. Great video by Flora Note. They're be coming on the show in a couple weeks, and we're going to look forward to having that interview. Great video by them. Note does a great job in post with that kind of stuff. It's a collaborative effort with the video creation, and really, really nice job with all their videos. So really, really appreciate that. Great video by Flora and Note. Again, they'll be on the channel in a couple weeks. So check out their channel if you get a chance. Subscribe to them. They could use the subscribers. They're getting closer and closer to 100K, which is always the great metric. I think they're nearing closer to 70,000. So I'd love to see them hit 100K by the end of the year. We'll see how that goes. And Baldy Brian in Thailand. Excuse me there. Clear my throat. So Baldy Brian in Thailand, great videos, similar to the channel that we profiled earlier in the show, Carl's Thailand, that profiles a lot of, national parks, this kind of thing. Baldy Brian does the same type of stuff. This one is called The Best Jungle Waterfall Hike in Thailand. And this guy gets busy with the hiking. He definitely can do his hikes, difficult hikes. So it's a great video to watch. I would say I cannot pronounce the Thai name at the bottom. But he's actually living in Thailand with his Thai family. Great videos. He's looking for additional subscribers as well. I want to try to see if I can't get him on the Vlogger News to kind of run through some other vloggers that he follows on the Vlogger News segment. And then NDTVI Thailand, his Sunday live shows have started up. So just be mindful of that. It's US in the morning time for us that he has his Sunday live shows. Great videos from a bar of his choice. He has a couple bars that he owns in the Chonburi province and looking to, profile one of those bars. I think each week he's going to a different bar, but wonderful video by him. So the Sunday live show is back. So I'm really excited to see that. So really nice. Now, if you do want to be sort of a guest host for the Vlogger News, and like I said earlier, I could use the help. Kind of went off the rails today. So I could definitely use someone to come on. You get to choose a couple of vloggers that you'd like to profile, that you follow, and you can talk about them and how much you like them. Just drop me an email at richardtravel@gmail.com. And I'm happy to sort of respond back to that, slot you into the schedule. So that would be great. So let's kind of go ahead and play the Vlogger News outro. We'll kind of wrap up the show a little bit, talk about our guests next week and the schedule coming up.
Thailand Rob here, and that's all this week in Vlogger News. Please return your seats and tray tables to their upright position. And thank you for flying Recharge Travel.
I always want to say shout out to Thai Girl Gift on that Vlogger News intro and outro. So thank you, Thai Girl Gift and Foreigner Joe, for letting me kind of use that coverage of Gift dancing, her famous dance at the end of their videos. So Thai Girl Gift and Foreigner Joe, great YouTube channel as well, located in southern Thailand, talking about their day-to-day life. So wanted to say profile comment here. Thanks, Richard. We're excited to come on the show. Really excited to have Flora Note back on the show. Maybe they'll just host the show. Just throw it over to them. You guys, can you just take it from here? I'm going to have some vodka shots. So really appreciate that. Like I said, coming up next week is Chocolate Man. James is coming on the show. Hopefully he still wants to come on after today's show. All the technical difficulties. I heard that the picture did clear up later in the show here. So that's a good sign. I'll have to kind of check out some things during the week and see what caused that. So, you have to kind of deal with stuff like that. Looks like Toby's saying picture much better now. So I'll just blame it on StreamYard because I do my due diligence before the show. I reboot everything, reset everything, check the camera, all that stuff. But yeah. And Aki is saying, yay, Richard is no longer pixelated. Yeah, maybe we should just go for like another hour. And I did want to call out Big Fat Bestie who came in. He was saying hello to Capio here, but I appreciate Big Fat Bestie coming in the show. I know he's actually Thailand bound and very soon if he's not already over there. And profile Capio, thanks for popping in there. Appreciate that. I know it's kind of a crazy time for you, Capio, UK. I know you like to go out and do all your errands during the afternoon time. So yeah, I think later in the day is probably better for you. And who knows, maybe I should go to a later time on all the technical issues today. So we'll take a look at that as well. That's great. 2Passports 1Dream giving a smiley face there. And that's great. Thanks, Toby, for saying it was a great interview, despite the picture quality being a little suspect. And Big Fat Bestie is saying, good luck to Mr. Egg with his new bar of milk coming soon. Nice to hear him pronounce Pattaya correctly there. So there's so many different ways to say Pattaya. I try to do it the Thai way. I know Big Fat Bessie's big on saying it Pattaya as well, as opposed to Pattaya or Pattaya. Just sounds more cool when you say Pattaya. So, hey, but everyone, you can say it however you like. So that's great. So again, Chocolate Man Thailand's coming on next week. I'm going to wrap the show up a little bit early. Those of you that know me know that I like to go 90 minutes, but I had some technical issues today. So hopefully you appreciate the show this week. Please check out next week, same time with James Chocolate Man in Thailand. I'll send you out with the outro video. And thanks everyone for tuning in today.
Everybody get your hands in the air.